welcome to today's challenge. Today, we're taking a deep dive in one of the most frightening aspects of presenting. Stress, anxiety, red face, shaking, sweating, these are all common side effects when you have to go out there. And almost everybody has them. Now I must say that stress is not always unhealthy. In fact, during a recent study from Kelly McGonigal, which I highly recommend checking out this TED Talk, we can see that stress makes us more reactive, and this can also be the recipe for courage. And with the right mindset, we can actually transform stress into a healthy mechanism. But if you go up there, it might be really difficult to remember all this training and intense mindset. So let's go through 3 stages of presenting and what we can do to reduce, minimize, or even eradicate all the stress. First off, the scary hours, minutes, or even seconds before you have to go up there. Everybody approaches this differently. Some people practice their lines right up until the last second, and others don't want to see their slides for days on end. They just leave it there. There's not a true recipe that works for all to reduce all the stress you have. But there's something scientifically proven to open your mind up instead of narrowing it down and getting really distracted or forgetting your lines, which is physical exercise. And with this I mean a 5K run, maybe footballing beforehand, or taking a short walk, all fine. What this does is your heartbeat starts going up, and therefore your blood starts going, you exercise, and what this does, it brings oxygen to your brain. All this oxygen goes to also your frontal lobe. And when that opens up, you're less susceptible to distractions, you're less susceptible to lose your lines or to get stressed in general. Now it's time to go up there. You're ready to go presenting, you start getting into it, your intro goes well, but halfway through the presentation, you notice your breath starts shortening. You start getting red, you start shaking, you start sweating, everything goes wrong, and you're not sure if your point is getting across. This is pure panic in the middle of the presentation. And here are some pointers on how to deal with this. If you, for example, forget your lines, you know that you rehearsed it, so there's probably a joke that you remember, a quote that sits well with you, just one keyword that you do remember from the whole scope of words. Find this word and start getting your flow back. Continue talking towards this word, and because you rehearsed it, you'll get to it in a matter of minutes. Now, if you're out of breath, you can take a pause after a dramatic quote, or you can maybe ask the audience. Now, I have this problem a lot, which is getting red during a presentation. My skin tone is already naturally red, so it doesn't take much to flare it up. But what I can tell you is that it doesn't matter. There's nothing you can do about your face reddening or you sweating or you shaking. This is just a natural stress response for your body. So own it. It's okay, it's part of you. It doesn't make you look ridiculous. Most people will not even notice it. It's okay, take a deep breath and let it go. When you're done speaking, it's usually an incredible relief. You think you're done, you're released from this hell, you can go home, but we're not out of the pit of despair just yet, because usually the questions and feedback round is now. Now, some people are completely exhausted at this point, which is totally understandable. So here are some pointers on how to deal with it. First off, if you're asked a question and your mind is numb and you just don't recognize it, ask again. What did you say, sir? Can you repeat that question or elaborate on this detail? You cannot answer a question rightfully if you did not understand what was being asked. Now as well, figure out what the asker wants to know. Some people just want to test you for your knowledge, and others are genuinely interested. But you know that you are expert on this subject, or you're at least passionate about it. So it's okay to also ask a counter question or elaborate on this. Or what do you think about this? Have you thought about this? Just to have a conversation with the asker instead of just going back and forth, question, answer, question. Now, after the feedback and question round, you're finally released from the chains of hell, and you can go home and beat yourself up about all the things that went wrong. A lot of people do this, myself included. You're gonna overthink and see every detail through to the end. But just know this, you did it, you went up there, and as a human, we can only possibly strive to do the best. And just know that, in my opinion, you did absolutely amazing, 10 out of 10, so don't even worry about it. Now for the challenge. Today, I want you guys to make a little journal entry. Map down what's the best case scenario that can happen, what's the worst case scenario that can happen, and what are the things you need to do to prevent or learn more about the worst case scenario. This way you can map the possibilities and prepare a little bit of a strategy before you go up there. Good luck, and I hope to see you guys' journal entries soon in the chat.